Thursday, April 27th, and this is Geeknights. Tonight, we are going to discuss the Nintendo announcement that we just couldn't resist talking about.
Let's do this. I'd like to personally thank Nintendo for making today's episode so easy.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing else we could possibly do than talk about what we're about to talk about.
We really need a little counter in the bottom left for how many times we're going to say
The bottom left of what?
our video, but yeah.
Yeah. We've got some actual news that isn't just,
Yeah, what the main topic of today's episode has to be by law.
Yeah, something we couldn't really wait until next Tuesday to talk about.
Nope.
Yeah, so anyway, we'll try to get through this with as minimal whee as possible.
There, you opened a can of worms. Whee!
All right, so yesterday on Slashdot, there was a thing about spyware and your spyware IQ, and there's a little test where they would give you a bunch of sites, you have to figure out which ones have spyware and which ones don't. And the billing of it was that, a lot of people can't tell the difference. Even techies are getting some of them wrong, and spyware is really bad, and even if you're a professional, you can't always pick it out. I would just like to say that this study or this test here is pretty much complete bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, what it does, I took it this morning, I think, and it basically gives you a choice of two different websites. Similar websites that both provide a similar service, and one of them always looks really snazzy, and one of them always looks kind of like homegrown crap from like 1990 something. And it says which one is spyware and which one is safe, and one of them is spyware and one of them is safe. But it's stupid because only an idiot would go to either one of the sites.
Yeah, I mean, all the sites they pose are things like get free screensavers or freeware applications for your computer.
Yep, and while some sites
Fonts
that offer free screensavers are not spyware, you should never go to a stupid website giving free screensavers.
Yeah.
What the hell? If you're going to a website like that, spyware or not, you deserve spyware.
And you're probably going to get it because 99% of sites like that are spyware sites.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was ready to be like, I don't trust either one of these sites. And it was not an option.
Yeah, I'm reasonably certain that this whole thing about the quiz is part of a run-up for an advertising campaign trying to get people to buy various anti-spyware applications, when in reality, all you have to do is either 1, not use Windows, 2, at least not use IE, or 3, not go to bad websites.
Yeah, I mean, the thing was given by, like, McAfee. What do you want?
I mean, what's with people going to those crappy websites? I can't believe there's still people. I mean, it's like people who go to, animewallpapers.com.
Animewallpapers.com's okay.
It's all right, but have you ever been there without
It's full of ads.
Yeah.
If you don't go with an ad blocker, you're in for trouble.
Yeah, or like Anime Cubed, or all those sites that just have pictures from anime.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a little hint here. Google Images.
Yep.
You'll find the same thing. In fact, better, 2 more.
Whee! Okay, so I'm not going to go through all the details of this incredibly stupid news story that's been going around today, but I want to talk about it only because I want to talk about something else related. There's a guy who got in big trouble for hacking into the government computers. Apparently, it was some big hack job, like the biggest ever, and there were all these Windows boxes that were completely unsecured, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep, and I mean, I would like to say that if he were looking for some information that was more relevant to the world or some sort of good thing, I would have been much more in favor of him.
Yep. He was looking for information about aliens and shit because he's a nutcase.
I'm going to say right now, it is possible that there is life out there somewhere in space. In fact, probable. However, they are not coming to Earth and abducting you.
No, they are not.
If they were, someone would have noticed. I mean,
someone would have a picture of a spaceship that wasn't blurry.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Way back when the UFO craze started, which incidentally was right after World War II. I
mean, think about this. I was into the UFO thing when I was younger.
So was I.
And then I realized, this is just stupid.
Well, it came down to the fact that, all right, a long time ago, not many people had good cameras, and cameras were shitty, and it was hard to disseminate that sort of information. Nowadays, everyone in the civilized world has a camera with them or near them, or someone near them has a camera. There are cameras everywhere. The cameras are high quality. There are lots of people all over the place. Yet the only people who ever get abducted by aliens are crazy people.
don't you think that, news stations have had cameras in trucks, high-quality cameras in trucks with live broadcast capabilities for over 3 decades, I think.
Oh, and let me tell you.
And they have never, ever taken a video of an alien or UFO or anything like that.
And if you think it's some sort of conspiracy, I can tell you right now that any one of those reporters would absolutely kill to have video of a UFO, and no amount of conspiracy BS would have stopped them.
Yeah, if you're the local TV station schmuck who manages to drive out into the woods and catch the alien, eating some cows on your camera and you broadcast it on live TV, guess what? Tomorrow you're in New York. So everyone wants to videotape aliens, and they haven't. There aren't any. If you believe in them, you're a nutcase.
Yeah. Well, no, they might be out there, but if you believe they're coming here and fucking with humans.
If you believe there are little green men and that alien abduction video is real and that there was something crazy in Roswell besides weather balloons and Air Force projects, etc., you got a problem.
Yeah, also note that, quote, alien sightings have been decreasing as communication and technology have increased.
Huh.
Also, actually, Bill Cosby did a good bit on this in the 80s in his stand-up.
Really?
Where he talked a lot about UFO sightings, and he said something along the lines of, you never run into, a businessman or a scientist who saw an alien. Yes, I was sitting there drinking my martini with my wife, and I saw an alien. They came down, and they said hello to me, and then they left. It's always some redneck or some crazy dude. Yeah, I had like 9 beers. And then I got abducted by an alien. They gave me some chiclets.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
And then they gave me a chiclet. If I can find it, because I got a cassette tape of it somewhere, I'll play it on the air. Copyright be damned.
All right. So yeah, this guy, I say give him the full brunt of the hacking punishment.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he was doing anything good, like trying to expose, hey, look, the war was a sham.
Now, here's the thing. The guy had some pretty specific claims about alien information he found. Either A, he's lying, B, there's some stupid people in the government posting that sort of stuff, and it's not true, which wouldn't surprise me at all. C, he misinterpreted it. There's a whole bunch of possibilities, but I really don't think any of them are, oh my God, there's aliens. Even the comments on Dig, I don't think there was a single comment that was like, yeah, there's aliens. This guy is totally going to bust open the conspiracy. Oh my God.
Well, look at our government. Our government couldn't handle the disaster relief of one city in New Orleans. I don't think they could, for over a period of more than 50 years, hide...
They couldn't keep their evil prison camps in Europe a secret. They couldn't keep Guantanamo Bay a secret. They couldn't keep anything a fucking secret. They're not going to keep the fucking aliens from outer space that you can't possibly miss and have laser beams and abduction technologies a secret. There's no way they could do it.
You know what? A lot of people have telescopes. A lot of people are looking for stuff.
Telescopes like... the Hubble telescope.
Yeah.
If there were aliens, they would have seen it. They have that SETI thing, which is actually not the worst thing in the world. If there were aliens, they would have fucking found them.
Yeah, or they're too far away for us to really care other than knowing that they're there.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's my belief, or at least my opinion, that I wouldn't be surprised if we discover intelligent life out there, possibly within our lifetimes, with SETI and all that. Mm-hmm. But at best, it would be the best we could get is, yes, there is intelligence out there. It is too far away to ever reach.
Yeah. The fact that we haven't encountered some sort of intelligent life yet tells me one of two things. One, the universe is so incredibly vast that the odds of anyone finding us is like 1 in a trillion jajillion years.
Or even the odds of anyone finding anyone.
Yeah. 2, there really isn't possible to make some sort of transportation technology akin to hyperspace. Or 3, the universe is really so young that we're like the first intelligent race and the other ones haven't come around yet. You always read like sci-fi stories about the precursors that were like the earliest race that had the best technology, and then all the other races came way after. We could be the precursors for all we know.
It's like episode 1 of Futurama where the cities get destroyed by the aliens and then castles get rebuilt. And then the castles get destroyed by the aliens and then the cities get rebuilt.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So aliens crazy.
Whee!
Whee!
All right, so Scott, you can do your thing of the day first, since mine is ancient and relevant.
Yeah, and as soon as my thing of the day is done, we're going to open up a big can of wee!
Whee!
Keep that can closed for now. Wee.
Why?
What?
My what?
All right, so there's a cool blog I discovered today. It seems a pretty old blog, but it also seems to be a frequently updated blog, so it's all good. The blog puts up clips from YouTube and Google Video and whatnot of Japanese TV shows. And
Wow, Japan.
yeah,
Wow.
like I've seen some Japanese TV, like, some Morning Musume.
Yep, Takeshi's Castle.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff around, mostly anime, but other stuff also. This guy finds the best of the best clips from stuff.
Like, if you thought Morning Musume versus the Lizard was funny or weird, that's got nothing on some of this.
Yeah. If you thought that, like, Yata was, like, the be-all, end-all,
Yeah.
you got nothing compared to the things this guy is finding on a daily basis.
What was the one you watched just before we did the show about Chucky?
It was just someone came out of a booth doing a poor impersonation of Chucky while they were basically, like, jittering like someone with that disease that makes you jitter all over the place.
Wow.
And I was just like, what the hell is going on here? Whee! So, if you like to laugh at funny Japanese TV, you should probably subscribe to the RSS feed for this blog and check out all their stuffs.
Yeah, I'll warn you that this site may become a future source of possible things of the day.
Yeah, I decided to use it as the thing of the day as opposed to picking out one or two things, because then I would just, for the next year, just pick out that guy's blog would be basically the thing of the day blog. Wouldn't be good.
All right. So today we're going to talk about the Wii. And my thing of the day, I had this other thing of the day. I've said it a couple times about some World War I stuff, but whatever. This thing of the day is ancient. I mean, ancient. This is an ancient, I want to keep saying ancient part of internet history.
We found it under the pyramids.
This is, and
next
the thing is,
next to the temple in Israel.
This is so old that I had not actually heard or seen it in at least 3 years.
Yeah.
Despite this, it was the very first thing that came to my mind when I heard what Nintendo called the revolution.
You were not alone, as there were links abound in every thread I saw. Any place that comments could be posted about Wii. I saw the link posted to the old Wii.
So, I'm not going to assume that you've all seen this, because I realize that we're kind of the old men of the internet now.
Mm-hmm.
So, gonads and strife.
Gonads in the lightning.
Gonads in the rain.
Gonads and strife.
Gonads and strife. Gonads and strife. All right. It's a video.
Somewhat of a video. It's more like a flash.
It's in the All Your Base or Yamagao, whatever the hell that was.
Whee!
And it appeared a long, long time ago. And it was one of those things that you'd go to Newgrounds and watch, back with Stick Death. That kind of internet humor.
E-Bombs World styling.
Yeah, old E-Bombs World, back in the day.
YTMND.
And I'm surprised that everyone in the world seemed to remember it suddenly when the name of the revolution was announced.
I wonder how many people today discovered this for the first time ever.
Yeah, in fact, tell us, if you had never seen the Gonads and Strife video until I linked to it tonight, tell us. I really want to know. Maybe we'll make it a poll or something.
And tell us what you think about it, because this is ancient. There would be no things of the day if it weren't for things like this back in the day.
A good way to put it. So without further ado...
Oh my god, there was this guy and he came over and he was like, Whee! Oh my god, I remember my mom, she'd be like, Whee! And I'm so late because I went home and I said, hey dad, Whee! Oh my god, then there was this guy and he goes, hey, I got a knife and the Whee!
Let's talk about the Wii.
Yo, motherfucker, Whee!
For those of you who do not know, the Nintendo Revolution is not going to be called the Nintendo Revolution. We have known and have always known that is only the code name.
Yes, there's been a lot of speculation as to what it was actually going to be called. Some people said it was going to be called the Revolution anyway. Some people said the Nintendo Go was a good idea.
Some people came up with a bunch of random ideas all over the place. Whatever. Today, we're 100% sure because I went to the official Nintendo website before it was down, and I went to the official Nintendo Japanese website just before the show and checked to make sure we weren't insane. the Nintendo Revolution is really going to be called the Nintendo Wii.
Now, there was some debate initially as to whether it was pronounced Y or Wii.
Why?
To which I say, if you think it was pronounced Y,
Why?
you are dumb.
Yes, it is called Wii.
Why?
As in you and me, or Rim and I, we.
Yeah, now, the thing is, Nintendo really gave a whole bunch of clever answers like, oh, we'll see, we, look, 2 eyes is like 2 people sitting there playing the game. But it's also we, as in we are going to enjoy the game together. And all these sorts of, very Japanese type, ooh, look, clever wordplay. Ah.
The eye looks like the controller, but it can also be a person. But it can, oh, look at that. Ooh, this. And I see why they picked Wii. It's because, number one, a lot of things have the letter I in them. iMac,
Wi-Fi, that Intel,
Wi-Fi.
that Vive thing.
Vive.
Whatever the hell it was.
Vive is just DRM.
Yeah.
So the letter I is real popular.
iPod.
Yes. And Nintendo is trying to sell this product not to the people who are PlayStation, Xboxy, but to everyone else. And things with names like this, TiVo, seem to be selling to just about everyone.
Yes, this strategy, we talked about it before. They call it blue water.
And now, well, they called it the blue ocean strategy.
Yeah, blue ocean.
I think we're going to have to change it to the yellow ocean strategy. But
Wee!
All right.
In French, when you want to say yes, you say oui, oui.
You gotta be kidding me. Oh, my God. That is hysterical. Oh, man. Hey, what do you say for no? Doo-doo? Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta go take a wicked yes.
There goes one joke off my little list of jokes I wrote today.
Oh my God, I couldn't talk about this with my coworkers because not only would they not have understood, but I probably would have just been annoying.
Yes.
Whee!
So the reason I think Nintendo picked this is because it's such a flexible idea. The problem with the idea is that it's not inspiring. Like, you could sit around going, yeah, I'm going to get the Revolution, all right. You can't sit around going, yeah, I can't wait to get the Wii. It just doesn't have passion behind the name.
Yep, I mean, I just had these visions of when the Revolution of like a kid, Che Guevara style, holding the controller over his head as other kids rush forward. But no, I don't get that with Wii.
Yeah, the problem is that even if we got Revolution doesn't really appeal to anyone but us cool gamer types.
Yeah,
my mom doesn't want to buy the Revolution. My mom might buy the Wii. It's a brand that the brand sacrifices the passion of the gamer for the acceptance of more people.
Which is possibly okay because it's kind of like the story of Capstone at RIT.
Mm-hmm.
Little geek fable here. There were a whole bunch of apartments that they're building, nice ones at our campus, and they were still constructing them while we went there. And the year before we attended RIT, they were like a twinkle in some fat old man's eye. And they didn't say what they were going to be called yet, but there were these construction crews building them, and the construction company was called Capstone.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone called the new apartments the Capstones.
Mm-hmm.
Then the apartments were unveiled, and they were called University Commons. And for many
Cool
years,
people called them capstones.
yes, everyone who was old enough to know better or knew people who were old enough to know better called them Capstone. And you could tell the people who were kind of out of the loop socially because they called it University Commons.
Yes. Also, at RIT, the group that performed maintenance was known as Physical Plant.
That's a very nice name. I like names like that.
Physical Plant.
Physical Plant.
That's an awesome name, Physical Plant. Then, like our last year there, or the 2 years before I graduated, they changed the name to what? FMS, Facilities Management
Yeah,
Services?
I actually forgot what it was.
It doesn't matter. I kept calling them Physical Plant, whether they liked it or not.
Yeah, they didn't like it because I often had to interface with various people on campus, requesting services and all that. And I'd always ask for Physical Plant stuff, and they'd give me this glare like, Physical Plant doesn't exist anymore. And I'd stare them right back down. Yeah, it does. I need a freaking janitor.
Janitors from Physical Plant, not maintenance laborers from Facilities Management Services.
Yeah. We could
Physical Plant.
We go on and on about that. But I see that happening with the Revolution. I think a lot of people, at least hardcore Nintendo fans, are going to continue to call it the Revolution forever.
It's weird because they've had code names for every system so far.
We had Dolphin.
The Dolphin, the Ultra 64, and people just gave up the code names, and a lot of them are forgotten. I don't think the Revolution name is going to be forgotten.
I think part of it was that every other system Nintendo released I mean, Dolphin, the GameCube, was the first one where it was widely known before the system came out.
Mm-hmm.
Before then, the internet wasn't so ubiquitous, and like when the SNES came out, no one in America knew what the code name was for it except some developers.
Yeah, no one really cared either.
Yeah, and even the N64, no one knew. GameCube, people started to know, but they heard GameCube before they heard Dolphin.
Mm-hmm. Well, I heard Dolphin before I heard GameCube.
Yeah, but most people didn't hear Dolphin. Dolphin wasn't.
Dolphin was the
widely-
thing. Dolphin was the thing you hear if you read video game magazines and video game websites.
Yep, which many people don't.
Revolution, they use that name a lot more. In fact, there was like a Revolution link at the top of the Nintendo website.
Plus, Nintendo talked about the Revolution a lot. I mean, before the N64 was really announced, they didn't talk about it much. At most, they'd mention, a new console is coming someday.
Yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot of... Nintendo wasn't generating buzz about the Dolphin. They were just saying, we're coming out with a new console, the code name is Dolphin. And then they didn't generate buzz until they actually had, the GameCube. Then they started generating buzz. Nintendo here has been generating buzz about the Revolution for so long. And now they changed the name to Wii right before they announce it. Whereas you look at Microsoft or PlayStation, they had their names set in stone long before their big reveals. Well, PS3 still hasn't been revealed, but like PlayStation Portable, they had the name right away. There was no code name for that because their names are just straightforward and stupid. But Xbox 360, like right away, Xbox 360.
I mean, I guess my only real fear here of the Wii is not our silliness, because this is what you would expect from, Nintendo fans. I worry that the word just doesn't really seem to resonate with American sensibilities and American speaking patterns.
It all depends on their marketing because...
Oh, it does heavily, but I note that revolution is a word in English that just feels good to Americans.
Yeah, but it doesn't really feel good to grandma.
No, it doesn't, but at the same time...
Or mommy.
I see that Americans tend to not like words that sound foreign or different or look weird or are spelled weirdly.
Yeah, well, there's an interview we linked to with the public relations guy for Nintendo, and the Game Informer people actually seem to have some balls in this interview.
Yeah, they basically asked, so, P.
Yeah.
What's the deal?
So the guy's like, plenty of people have things named like TiVo and Napster and all sorts of weird names.
Nesticle.
Yeah. And those all things get credit and credibility. Virgin Airlines, no one makes jokes about that. Virgin Mobile, Caterpillar.
How could you make fun of Caterpillar?
I don't know.
There's
naked juice. There's naked juice you buy in the store.
I made fun of that the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
In fact, it was at Otakon.
Yahoo. He uses all these examples of other companies with weird names and how no one really makes fun of those once they validate themselves in the marketplace.
Yeah.
And he's probably right that eventually the Wii jokes will run out.
When you're a kid and you wanna go wee, but you ain't got drugs yet.
But not for a while.
Not on your life.
But Nintendo was smart in that the reason they announced the Wii now, as opposed to at E3, is that way at E3 people are concentrating on the names, the games, and not the names.
Yeah, I really still expect them to drop some sort of bomb at E3.
Oh man, there are gonna be bombs with parachutes all over the shizzy.
I can imagine I can't imagine what kind of announcement they would make. But there's got to be
DS connection, God, holy crap.
because there's got to be at least one more secret that we don't know about the Revolution.
I guarantee there's a whole shit ton of secrets, and they're gonna bust them all out in a row, and whoever's there is gonna be they're gonna say one thing, oh my god, another thing, oh my god, and then at the end they're gonna say, oh, we forgot to say this, oh my god.
I mean, in the interview, it was great because at one point the guy asks, so we heard a rumor that one of the secret features that's going to be announced is that the nunchuck part of the controller is also a motion sensor. And the guy answers with, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. We've heard a lot of speculation. Some of it true, some of it not.
I remember when the GameCube was coming out and people were speculating whether or not it would come with a holographic projector.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. No, I think that was original Revolution before we even knew it was a controller.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was original Revolution speculation, actually, not GameCube speculation. if I recall correctly.
Yeah, IIRC.
Yeah. But I'll repeat something I also saw in many forums, arose by any other name. The name Wii, which we can talk about from now until the end of time, does not diminish the awesomeness that the revolution will undoubtedly be.
No, it does not.
It was funny because I'm referring it to as revolution now, and so is this Nintendo guy. Like, he didn't actually say Wii. He said, once you touch the revolution, this will make more sense. Well, shouldn't he have said, once you touch the Wii, this will make more sense?
Because if you ask them to touch his Wii, he might go to jail.
I know. It's what's so terrific about this thing.
So, Scott, when it comes out, you want to stay in our house and play with our Wii all day?
You kidding? I won't be going anywhere without my Wii. All right, let's start talking about my list of things here.
Oh, yeah, Scott made a list. I was doing work at work, and apparently Scott wasn't.
Every time something new came to my mind about the Wii, I wrote it down.
Well, there are the knights who say, Wii, 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 Xbox.
PS2. All right. So, first of all, where do you think they came up with the name Wii? Well, according to the interview, whatever, but I think that some guy was playing PictoChat with his DS, and he got a message. The typical message you get on PictoChat, and he said, that's it.
In fact,
that's what we'll call the next system.
That's beyond, that's like Cincinnati in TCP/IP. That's like the standard greeting of two guys with DSs. It's, the DS comes on. You have joined PictoChat. A picture of a penis. I must respond with a better picture of a penis. And then you can talk.
Yep. That guy must have realized what everyone was doing with PictoChat, and he said, I know. People love penises. We'll use penises to sell our system. We'll call it the Wii.
Well, the controller is shaped rather phallically.
It is.
Granted, I hate people who say something's a phallic symbol because I'll note that many things are vaguely cylindrical.
If you take the lowercase I and turn it upside down, it looks like a penis with one nut.
If you turn it right side up, it's an ejaculating penis.
Ooh.
Ah.
All right. Secondly, you know how for the DS they come out with games like Mario DS, Tetris DS? We're going to get Mario Wii!
Wii!
Tetris Wii! Princess Peach Wii!
Huh, Tetris with that controller.
Wario Wii.
Tetris with
Wario
that controller.
Wii. Kirby Wii.
It's
Donkey
like,
Kong Wii.
Somewhere on Fark, someone referred to Will Wright's P.
All right.
Pee on us, Will Wright.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to point out also how, while the name may not be a good name, in terms of many things,
at least in terms of the fact that it didn't immediately resonate with the masses,
it does have an advantage that is rather obvious. Now, if they would have just said, we're going to keep the name Revolution, everyone would have gone, yay, they're keeping the name Revolution, that would have been it. If they would have said, we're going to use Nintendo Go, everyone would have said, yay, they picked the one that we liked, we're good. Because they picked Wii, which wasn't something that people really liked right away, it caused an internet explosion, and I think Nintendo knew that right out. That's why they did it, because they knew it would cause an internet explosion right before E3. They did it on purpose, and it worked, because no press is bad press.
Yes, all publicity is good publicity.
Why do you think the Nintendo PR guy was ready with an interview with Game Informer on the same damn day? Come on, people. They did it on purpose, and it's working. The fact that we're doing a whole podcast about it, and we're not being paid by Nintendo, shows that it's working really, really well.
You should have heard us when we came home from work. I walked in the door, and I heard, wee, wee, upstairs. And I walk upstairs, and I go, wee. And then I ran into a house, and then there's a guy, and he said, wee. Okay.
Then I cooked dinner, we ate, and go, wee. All right. Secondly, a lot of people were saying, okay, it's only the name in Japan. Well, no, it's the name everywhere. In fact, the Japanese website has the exact same flash video that the American website has.
Yep.
And
now, they even said that part of the reason they picked this name is that it's language neutral and that you can call it the same thing worldwide, and it's going to be part of a global branding campaign.
That's good, because previous Nintendo things did not have the same brand globally. I mean, the DS and the GameCube did, but not the Famicom.
Or the Super Famicom.
Yeah, it's really a new thing to have the same name globally for Nintendo. I mean, some Nintendo games don't even have the same name on both sides of the world. So, giving their system the same name on both, Mother, Earthbound,
Yeah.
So giving it the same name everywhere is really going to help them out.
Speaking of which, isn't Mother 3 out in Japan?
It's out for the GBA in Japan, and it's not fair.
You bastards.
Yeah. So I just noticed, though, that if they're going to use the same name worldwide, that's fine. But the name has different meanings worldwide. In France, it means oui oui.
Well, no, it means yes.
And in Ireland and Scotland, it means oh, it's a wee leprechaun you got there.
What? That was a nice mixture of Scottish and Irish.
I
there.
know, I went for it.
Willie's got a wee Willie.
It's a wee bit of gaming console you got there.
Right. Okay. Anyone else you want to make fun of?
It's a wee I got.
Anyone else you gonna make fun of here?
No,
Is that it?
I think I'm all right.
Okay.
So yeah, the Wii.
I'm not sure what I think yet.
I think that's the idea, is that they want you to think.
Yeah, if anything, they threw me off guard because I saw the earliest like cutting bleeding edge news if it's going to be called the Wii. And it says something that usually when I get cutting news like that, you have this bullshit filter of, all right, that's
immediately I thought it was bullshit because I first saw it at an unreputable source.
Yes.
Then I went straight to Nintendo.com and clicked Revolution, and there it was. And I was like, well, now it went from 0% true to 100% true in about 30 seconds.
But usually I'm really good about that. Like I'll see a story and I'll think, all right, this is obviously bullshit. I'll wait for someone to retract it, or I'll wait for someone to prove this wrong or debunk it. Or I'll see something, all right, that's probably legitimate. This one, there's no way that could be true. I thought, wow, someone just made up a funny word and tried to make a rumor.
Within 1 minute, it was verified as 100% true. 1 minute. That's something else. I was talking about how, this created a lot of buzz. My Google News RSS feed, which has one entry for video games, when I looked at that RSS feed about an hour after the Wii was announced, it had 4 separate blocks of Wii stories. 4 of them. That's more blocks of stories than there have ever been for a single topic ever.
Fark had the topic immediately and it filled up. Slashdot had it a bit later and it filled up.
Yeah, it exploded all over the internet. So you might not like the name Wii, but if you like what the system is, which you should, because, again, the rose. You should be glad that it exploded. It's exploding a lot more than Xbox or PS2 did. Reggie's doing his job really, really well.
Now, one thing that I wonder, because we obviously take
Wii.
It's the secret word.
It's not such a secret. I mean, it's a freaking pronoun.
On Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Pee-wee!
But I wonder because I saw initially the topics and the forums where people were talking about it basically the trend was they started with, that's not true, that can't be true, it is true, that's stupid, Nintendo sucks, no one would buy something that called the same thing as P. And I just wonder obviously over time people are going to take a shine to it, or people like us will go, oh, we'll see what happens, or oh, I see why they did that. I wonder if Nintendo's going to respond to the significantly negative response they've gotten to this.
They did in the interview that we just read.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, in general, it seems at least that maybe it's because people like us don't post so often on forums anymore.
I think it's because the people posting on forums are the PS2 Xbox types. And all the Nintendo people, even the ones who don't like the name, are like, I'm buying it anyway. It's all about what it is. And the only reason because the brand matters to people who don't know about what it is.
True.
It's like, look at an iPod. If you actually know about digital music players, you probably don't buy an iPod, even though I did. But, there are many other players out there. iPod sells because of its brand and style to people who don't know about digital music players. They're trying to do the same thing. The game consoles sell to people because of the company and the games and such.
Yeah, though these days I think it has a lot to do with the exclusive games more than anything.
Yeah, but if Nintendo is trying to sell to people who don't know about game consoles, they need to sell a brand to those people. And Revolution is not a brand you can sell to people who don't know about game consoles.
Well, possibly. I could see a lot of ways you could spin the marketing. I mean, Revolution could be Revolution, games are different now, games are for everyone, or some sort of campaign.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they could do the same kind of campaign with any name they pick, because it's the campaign, not the name.
If they could have picked a different brand besides Wii, like Wii isn't the most the problem I have with Wii is that while it's good for so many reasons, it's not inspiring at all.
It didn't resonate.
They could have picked something that was both inspiring and useful in all the same ways. And I guess they just didn't.
Yeah.
And it's too late to turn back.
We'd have a very different conversation if it was a word that just really, really kind of clicked with us.
But can you think of a word?
Revolution.
Yeah, but a word that you can easily sell to everyone.
Whee!
All right. Okay.
Well, I'm surprised we tapped it so quickly, but we really don't have much else to say about the Wii. Whee! Until E3.
Yeah, I guess, I had all this stuff written down and I lost the stupid text file, but...
Yeah, well, we were planning... originally we figured whenever this news came out, we'd wait until the Tuesday and talk about it. But it exploded so much we had to talk about it today.
Yep, and it was going to take a lot more than just the amount of time for news to talk about, so we made the whole episode about the Wii.
Yeah, there's really no other way, because if we hadn't, we would have had nothing but a flood of emails from all of you saying, why didn't you talk about the Wii? What's up with the Wii? You guys hear about the Wii?
Yeah, trust me, we heard about the Wii a minute before or after anyone else.
Yeah.
I actually heard about it a minute after some people because instead of a minute before because I was doing some other shit.
The best thing was I heard it, right? And I went to our forums, the Geeknights forums, because I was going to type to everyone, hey, guess what? And someone had already posted it, and all I could think was yes.
Yes.
Followed by, whee!
That person is just as fast as we are and tapped into the news.
Who was it anyway? I don't remember.
I don't remember
Was it
either.
Alex or was it?
I don't know.
All right, whoever posted it first in the forums gets a prop. Not props, just one prop because that was cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that prop like a fake chair with a broken leg or
It's gonna be a duck,
like a bowling pin?
a trained duck.
All right.
Quack.
Great. Whee!
Whee! Yeah, but like we said in previous days, we have promised a few various people various generally crapo prizes in the forums, which will be coming as soon as we have some merch.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't be impatient because we've got stuff coming and we got stuff in the works. We got a hopper.
Yeah, and if you think it's annoying hearing us go wee all the time during this episode, don't worry. We decided that because this is the Wii episode, we're not really going to make fun of the Wii and go wee anymore after this episode. We're just going to refer to it either as the Revolution or the Wii.
Yeah, I mean, seriously,
normally.
there was at least a 15-minute period when every time I said the word Wii, I said it Wii.
Wee.
So I was like, hey, what a Wii? Go and eat for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad.
It's real bad. But by next week, we should be all good, and we'll refer to it as the Nintendo Wii or the Nintendo Revolution normally, without joking, without squirrels.
I've heard some people call it the Weevolution already.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that might catch on.
Wait a minute.
Weevil?
Yeah.
I like Weevils.
The lesser of two evils? Lesser of two evolution?
Okay, I think we're done.
Wait, evolution like Darwin who was in that movie. Oh my god!
Oh, the guy who operated on himself?
The guy who took a bullet out of his own gut?
The guy who wasn't really Darwin?
The guy who was Darwin?
Yeah, he's a Jonah, that one.
He is a Jonah, that one.
All right, in another stupid quiz fashion, this is not open to anyone who knows us personally. What movie were we just talking about?
Oh, it's so freaking easy.
You never know. You guys, while I was up here recording or doing stuff with the podcast or fiddling around, I remember you were all sitting downstairs and you came up and you're like, there's a trait in this book. He's a Jonah. You know what that's from? And I said, fuck it, I'll ruin it. Never mind. Forget the contest. I said Master and Commander. Yeah. And you guys said, why don't you know that?
I didn't know. I just, the Burning Wheel book has a lot of references to things, and I didn't know what any of them were, mostly. And
but he's a Jonah, that one.
I don't remember that from the movie at all. And then we had there was another one, and
the white gold wielder.
Yeah, we asked. I think Evan had read the fantasy book that went with that, and he knew exactly what the hell it was, and no one else knew because no one else had read those books.
Yep, at least I can say sometime coming up we're going to do a Burning Wheel episode, like we said we'd do, since we're actually going to put together a game of it sometime soon. At least within the next month.
Oh.
Hee hee.
Whee!
Yo, I saw a squirrel run across the street and didn't get my car, so he's like, wee wee!
And that was Geek Nights with Rim and Scott. Special thanks to DJ Pretzel for our opening theme.
Be sure to visit our website at www.frontrowcrew.com. If you like our podcasts, you'll love our forums. Make sure you visit them. You can send your email feedback to geeknights@gmail.com. And if you want, you can leave us a voicemail at 206-333-1537.
Geeknights airs every weeknight, Monday through Thursday.
Geeknights is recorded with absolutely no studio and no audience. But unlike those other talk shows, it's actually recorded at night.